Do the Detroit Lions have some issues, especially in their secondary? Has the team already peaked? Since losing Ben Johnson, the Lions are in pure turmoil. And to me, I believe they have some serious issues. Today, I want to talk about the Bears' other division rival, the Detroit Lions, and what's going on. Please like and hype the video, and let's get right into it. Welcome to Swift Sports presented by Prize Picks. I believe that the Lions could be in serious trouble. A team that went all the way to the NFC Championship game back in 2023 has failed to come anywhere near that kind of success since. This was a team that had not won a playoff game since 1991, but surprised the world and were just one game away from the Super Bowl. But that was nearly 3 years ago now. After that season, Ben Johnson decided to stay in Detroit one more year and run it back. Stayed with the Lions, but again, it ended in disappointment, losing in the second round of the playoffs, and then the Lions lost both of their coordinators. Ben Johnson left to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears, and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn left to become the head coach of the New York Jets. It's incredibly tough for any team to replace both of their play callers, as Dan Campbell, the head coach, does not call plays. So the Lions lost both their offensive play caller and their defensive play caller. This led to them falling apart and missing the playoffs entirely in 2025. Now, things might have gotten even worse. And a secondary that was once feared and considered to be one of the better units in the league is now in danger of a complete collapse. Potentially the biggest news, if you missed it, is the Lions have officially released 2024 first round pick cornerback Terrion Arnold. He has been cut due to his ongoing legal issues. He's out on bond right now, but this is a guy who could end up spending a lot of time in jail. A terrible development for Detroit. This was a young and promising corner who was on the verge of becoming a key piece of their defense and a guy who could have been a lockdown corner. He's now gone, and Detroit has to move on. But that's not the end of it. They also have big time injury concerns with both of their starting safeties. Brian Branch suffered a torn Achilles, and he should be out until December, but could also miss the entire season. Their other starting safety, Kirby Joseph, who led the league in interceptions with 9 in 2024, has some serious injury concerns here. After only playing 6 games last season, he's been diagnosed with a chronic knee injury. After suffering what appeared to be a bad bone bruise in his knee in week 5 last year, that injury never healed as it was expected. And now reports say he's dealing with a chronic cartilage and bone condition in his left knee, one that might only get worse over time. This is terrible news for the Lions, who could be without 3 of their best players on defense and the heart and soul of their secondary for most, if not all, of the season. Terrion Arnold is not coming back. He's been released. Brian Branch could be back later in the season, but who knows when. And Kirby Joseph's situation is a complete mystery at this point. There is no clear timetable for his return, and even if he does come back, nobody knows if he'll ever be the same player again. And this is just the secondary. They're still trying to replace Ben Johnson and recapture the magic they once had on offense as well. Last year's attempt, John Morton, did not work out. Now they've went out and hired former Arizona Cardinals coordinator Drew Petzing. Now I will say this, Petzing is a friend of Ben Johnson's, and he's a decent coach. But during his tenure as the Cardinals OC, they went 15 and 36 overall, with offensive ranks of 29th, 28th, and 14th, which is nothing like what they had with Ben Johnson, operating a top 5 offense for 3 consecutive years. On top of that, they also lost David Montgomery, who's been a big part of that offense, especially once they get to the red zone. So even though the Bears did not beat the Lions last year, it's a fair question to ask right now if they are a team that is no longer on the rise and has already peaked. The future does not look as good in Detroit as it once did. Jared Goff isn't getting any younger. On the bright side, though, their skill position players are all still young and entering the prime of their careers. Jameer Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams, and others like Aiden Hutchinson on defense as well. The Lions aren't going away just yet, but I don't know if they will return to that peak that they had in 2023. I want to talk about their odds of winning the North in 2026, but first, a quick word from the sponsor. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app. It's really easy to use as well. You just have to pick more or less on any player stats and build your own lineup. You can follow me on the app and see all of my picks. Swift_sports. I will follow you back. I'm making World Cup lineups every day and honestly having a ton of fun watching soccer. Don't forget to take advantage of the new user offer. Play just $5 to get $50 in lineups. Be sure to use code HMA. The link is in the description below, but please play responsibly. Look, the Lions went from back-to-back division titles and 2 straight playoff appearances to finishing third in the division and missing the playoffs entirely. I believe, honestly, that the Bears and Packers are both better teams overall, and the Lions' odds of winning the division have to be considered a long shot right now. As we get ready for training camp, to me, they're the third best team in the division, and the Vikings are on the rise as well. I think they can be pretty good with Kyler Murray. But it really comes down to how these teams fare in the division matchups. The NFC North is tough, and it could be a bloodbath once again. But the Lions have won 4 straight games against the Bears and 8 of the last 10. So Ben Johnson needs to figure out how to beat his former team in order to repeat as division champions. I've said it before and I've said it again. The NFC North is one of the better divisions in football. Now, most people consider the NFC West to be the class of the NFL. But to me, the NFC North is right behind it and is almost as good. We don't have a team that's as bad as the Cardinals. I think the Vikings are a lot better, especially if Kyler Murray can recapture some of that magic with Kevin O'Connell, who to me is a really good play caller. But whichever team wants to win the NFC North, they have to take care of their division matchups. For Ben Johnson and the Bears, that's really important. For Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, same thing here. But right now, the Lions appear to be in a little bit of trouble. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the Detroit Lions and their chances in the NFC North this year. Please like and hype the video. Stay tuned. And until next time, bear down.